Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zersher, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the Thorn Stitch. Get ready, it's lots of fun. I'm going to be demonstrating it in a whole variety of different weights as well as different types of thread so that you can see the differences that can be made just with the choice of thread. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to receive an email notification, you'll also need to click on the little bell to the right of the subscribe button. I love hearing from you, so please leave me any comments or questions you might have. If there's a stitch that you would like me to demonstrate that I haven't done before, you can tell me all of that in the comments section. And check out the description, because in the description is where I leave links to any relevant material, anything that I've covered here or used that might be a little different. I leave links as to where you can get those things. So grab something to stitch with, grab a needle and some thread, and let's stitch together. The thorn stitch is done in two parts. You lay one thread down, and then it's really couching the thread that you're laying down with either the same thread or a different thread. So I'm going to use this as my center thread, and then which is a number 5, I'm going to use a number 8 weight for my cross, and you'll see what I mean once I do this. This is my number 5 weight, and I'm threading it up on a number 18 chenille needle. Remember, it's not a wrap stitch, so a chenille needle is the needle that I'm going to use. I'm going to come right up at this point of my leaf here, and I'm going to lay my thread down along this leaf like that, and I'm going to end it here. There's my thread. I'm just going to anchor it up here so it's a little bit out of the way. Now I'm going to thread up my number 8 weight. This is EZM 108, and I'm going to thread up a number 24 chenille needle. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to take a little stitch to the side. Now I'm going to go into the center here, and I'm going to take a little stitch underneath the thread that I've laid down. It's going to go like this. I'm going to go to the other side, and then I'm going to come out on this end. I'm going to so it's going to give me a little cross. I'm going to go down a ways, and I'm going to go across to the other side, and then I'm going to go back to the other side. So I have my little cross. Now I'm going to go down. Oh, Merly. And now I'm going, so do you see what's happening here? I'm doing this kind of making a little cross. My legs are going to get longer. And this is just how I want to do it. If you wanted, you could keep all of your crosses small, and your legs would be the same, or you could alternate them. But for this leaf, I'm just going to do it this way. And I can manipulate how I want this vein to go. So if I want it to go sort of more like this, then I can do that, which actually I think I do want to do. Okay, so my next stitch is going to be here. And now I'm going to go out to the other side and back across underneath. You want to be sure that you're not pulling this too much, because what's going to happen is in the back, these stitches will start pulling if they're too taut. You want them to be relaxed so that you're not changing the shape of your applique. If I want a bigger, more prominent X, I just make this stitch larger. As I get closer to the end here, I'm going to start making my stitches closer together. There's one way to do the thorn stitch. Another way to do this is and I'm going to use my number 5 weight thread to lay down again, is to use a completely different thread. I have chosen some silk ribbon. For this size silk ribbon, I will thread up a number 24 chenille needle. And the way you thread a silk ribbon, I'm sure there are many ways, but the way I do it is I thread it through, I take the end and I do a little running stitch through the middle of the ribbon and I pull this through. And what I get is a little, it's not a knot, it's just, this is what it looks like. So I just go ahead and do a quilter's knot the way I would a regular thread. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to make a little stitch here. I'll make a longer one so you can see what it looks like to have a larger, more prominent X. I'm going to come up to the top here, and then I come across to the other side. As you can see, this is a very different look. Now, I could go ahead and do a running stitch maybe with another, maybe a number 8 Eleganza. That would be really pretty. I could couch these legs with another stitch. I could do little French knots, colonial knots, Chinese knots. I could do little bouillons. I could put beads. There's a whole variety of things that I could do now with this, or I can just leave it alone. I'm going to show you the Thorn Stitch with a couple of different threads. This is Kelly Spargo's Dala thread. Sue Spargo's eldest daughter, she hand dyes these, and they're just beautiful and a beautiful weight. This one she calls Beach Class. I'm going to lay this thread down, and then I'm going to do the Thorn Stitch in this Aurora Fuji Falls. I love this Aurora. It's got a little strand of metallic in it, and it's got a little fuzziness to it. So it gives a more blurred line to it. It's very pretty. I'll use a chenille 18 for the Dala as well as for the Aurora. And I'm also going to do it even. I'll make the legs the same length. I'm going to use the outer edge of this Dupioni silk little flap. I'm going to use these edges as my guide, but I'm going to go to the center of that little turquoise strip. Pull my thread up, and I'm going to lay it all along this piece to the end, and I'll go right in there. Then I'm going to take my Aurora and I start at the top and I'm going to go right out to the edge. Now I'm going to make my little X here. And I'm going to go back out to this top. And now I'm going to come back to the other side. And there's my first little X. I'm going to come a ways down. Go back up. Come back to the other side. I also wanted to just show you, this is a larger piece. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. This is quite a big piece, and someone had asked me, how do you stitch into a larger piece, especially when it's right in the middle? So I can't actually show you how big this is, but it's a very large piece, and I'm stitching right here. So what I do when I'm stitching in a larger piece, fold it under like this, hold it, and then when you stitch, you're going to try to keep yourself from stitching under more than the layers. So you just want to sort of do this to test that you haven't gone too deeply into more layers and stitched under. It's tricky though, because you definitely can, and you have to just keep being aware and checking all the time to make sure that you're not picking up layers that you didn't mean to. And I just keep checking with my finger over here to make sure that I'm not piercing through this layer. And in this way, I can stitch on really any size piece. It doesn't matter how large, how cumbersome, how thick. I can always stitch through it. But it does take a little getting used to holding it this way and not being able to feel the needle. But you get a sense of how deep you're going, and with a little practice, you do get used to it, and it just becomes second nature. There's my thorn stitch. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you want to receive an email notification, you'll need to click on the little bell icon to the right of the subscription box. I love hearing from you, so don't forget to leave me any comments or questions you might have. And don't forget to look at the description section where I leave all the links to the materials used in this video. Until next time, here's to stitching together.